somebody had asked about the differences between Judo, BJJ, traditional Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, and Sambo. Besides technique, right? Because, people say, oh, BJJ is basically just Judo. It has all the same moves, blah, 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 blah. And then they obviously, Judo focuses on the standing and Jiu-Jitsu focuses on the bottom and whatever. We know all that, but what actually makes them different? So, Judo, culture, okay? The culture, the Asiatic Japanese culture is super important to Judo. The hierarchy, the bowing, what they view as respectful is super important, okay? They value that. The organizational hierarchy, USA Judo, USJA, ATJA, USJF, whatever. Whereas in Jiu-Jitsu, it's lineage. It's not about, are you part of an organization? That's not what they care about. They question where your black belt came from. Are you a Machado black belt? Are you a Gracie black belt? Whatever. What is that name that you come from, not the organization? So over here, that culture as a greater whole, do you subscribe to the culture that is Judo that we teach, as opposed to in Jiu-Jitsu, like, what is your lineage? You are often reflect that. So what do I mean? Getting to refinement and freedom, right? Judo is more refined. We are trying to have the perfect throw, right? We want it to look perfect. We want it to be great, so on and so forth in demonstration. Or we want to have the perfect ippon in competition. The one throw, kia, boom, they hit. It's beautiful. That's like the goal. That's what drives everybody crazy, right? That's what we want. Whereas in Jiu-Jitsu, it's kind of the opposite. It's freedom of expression. It's, okay, it's the snaking effect of, can I get the armbar? Can I get the choke? How do I get this finish, right? It's different. And typically your lineage will kind of influence how you get the finish, right? Like, if you have a professor that really likes chokes, you will probably do more chokes in your game just because that's who you grew up under, right? And your black belt will fall in line with that professor's values. Whereas in Judo, right, like, your black belt should meet the standards that we all generally have, which kind of leads us to this last point of test versus fighting, right? Like, Jiu-Jitsu, hey, the mats don't lie. Step on the mat and fight, bro. Like, either you can roll or you can't. The mat will tell you what belt you are. Whereas in Judo, there's more standardized tests where here's moves. Do you have the belt, yes or no? There's a fighting component as well. You can earn your black belt through fighting. That's a thing. But primarily, the recreational guy is going to do tests. Japanese Jiu-Jitsu is simply BJJ and Judo and violence had a baby. I mean, that's kind of what that is, right? That's how we got Judo, is Jigoro Kano was like, wow, Japanese Jiu-Jitsu isn't as efficient as it could be, and a lot of people get hurt and all sorts of other things. Refined it and made Judo, which is more than just a violent art, right? It's a way of life, it's a culture, other things. Then you have Sambo. Sambo is like, hey, we're going to take the violence of Japanese Jiu-Jitsu and the competitive side of Judo and BJJ, well, not BJJ, but the competitive side of Judo, and we're just going to focus on that, right? But make it safe. So we have combat Sambo and Sambo grappling. There's no ranks, right? It's not there's a rank. It's just you can fight or you can't. That's what Sambo is. Smash, brother, as Khabib says. Today we smash. It's not about tests and whatnot. You either fight or you can't. There's no ranks. Yes or no. That's what Sambo is. Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, if you're going to promote, there's typically tests and whatnot, and every style has its own requirements. But again, like, there's this violent component of it that you can't really do in competition because, like, if I throw you with an arm bar with force, I'm going to break your arm. That's why it's illegal in Judo, but it's totally, part of the curriculum in some Japanese Jiu-Jitsu schools. But you demonstrate it statically because if you did it in live resistance, you'd break their arm. Does that make sense? That's its own thing. So that's the quick summary. Hopefully it makes sense. Those are what I recognize as the key differences to Judo, BJJ, and Japanese Jiu-Jitsu and Sambo. Let me know what you think.